Welcome to the day 4 of my relocation vlog. So today is hair care day and a little bit of chaos. Remember in my previous video I told you we bought our plane tickets before we got our visa, and now it was beginning to look like we made a mistake. Aside buying our international ticket, we had also booked our local tickets from Benin to Abuja. Now let me break it down for you. Today is Monday. We are traveling to Abuja on Tuesday, then to London on Wednesday. So you can understand why we were frustrated. The cost of moving plane tickets from one day to another is huge. Anyways, halfway into my hair, I got a call from my husband that our passport had arrived at the DHL office. Now we had to go and pick it up ourselves because if we wait for them to deliver it, it will take another 2 to 3 days. I begged my hairstylist to wait for me and assured her I would pay her for overtime because we still hadn't done the boho course. Finally, we got to the DHL office and my husband went inside to pick up the passport. Now he could have gone alone and saved me the stress, but we still had to go to the police state headquarters for our police report. Yay! My husband is back with our passports. You can tell from my expression I was so excited and relieved. We could not wait to get home before seeing the content of the envelope because this is Naija and anything can happen. My husband reached inside the envelope and the first passport that came out was for my daughter. Guys, at this point the stress was finally worth it and the vision was gradually coming together. My sister-in-law and my pretty niece were with us. After enough prayer and kisses, we said our goodbyes and off we went to the station. I didn't film any clip of us going to the state headquarters because at this point I was tired. The only food in my tummy was that noodles I showed you earlier, which I couldn't eat by the way because it was spicy. I got back to the hair salon and it was 7 p.m. already. She quickly did the coils and proceeded to add hot water to my hair, which I totally hated by the way. In another couple of minutes we were done. This was the exact look I was going for, neat and beautiful. My brother-in-law came to pick me up with my daughter, whom I had missed so much. She was still sleeping when I left the house and I told my cousin to help me take her to the salon to make her hair also when she was awake. This was the first time I was seeing her since 7 a.m. and which is the longest I've been away from her. You would think I'll get home and rest for my next morning flight to Abuja. But no, it's a chaotic day, remember. There were a lot of things that needed to be done and I still hadn't started the arranging of our bags. I have had these 2 Ankara prints for a while now and I wanted to make 2-piece outfits from each of the fabrics. But since I had limited time, I decided to make palazzo pants instead. So immediately I got home, I proceeded to drafting out the palazzo pants. So after drafting and cutting out the first one, I just placed it on the second print and then cut out. Since I was going for the same style but different prints, there was no need drafting on the other fabric, and honestly this saved me a whole lot of stress. I mean, I can't even lie, at this point I was tired and I almost wanted to just stop, but I really wanted to travel with this pants, so the show must go on. So after drafting and cutting all the fabrics and the pieces that I needed, I proceeded to my sewing machine to start the sewing. I just started sewing when my husband called me to come and eat. I don't know if it's just me or if other tailors can relate. Once I sit on my sewing machine to start sewing, it takes only the grace of God to get me to stand up. So I just begged my husband to eat without me because on a normal day we eat together. I was still on the first pant when my ulcer pain kicked in. Remember, I have only had a handful of noodles since morning. At this point, I knew there was no way I would be able to sew the 2 pants trousers. Thank God my cousin can sew. So immediately I finished with the first pant trouser. She helped me complete the other while I ate. The day had not ended, but this video is getting too long and I will stop here for now. In my next video, I will show you everything I packed for my travels. Bye.